love these kind of jobs. If this thing right here breaks, you know, when we make the movement and it comes down and cracks and comes down, we'll support it here, but then we got this butt end that's going to fall down on the deck. Got a potentially really sketchy situation here. It's broken almost all the way through back there. It's leaning on the house right here. It hit over there and slid all the way over. This had a lot of weight on it out here, and I took all the weight off of it. And as soon as I got the weight off of it, it lifted up a little bit. Now this is loose. And what happened is this is pushing down so hard that this is ready to swing up. So I'm afraid if I start cutting and getting some of the weight off of it, that crack down there opened up more because this was pushing down on it, and as it's coming up now, it's putting a lot of pressure on it. So there's a fair amount of strain on it. Push it right there by the house there. See if it moves there by the house. Little bit? No?
Yeah. Well, nothing is that, but
okay. Yeah, it's kind of a touchy situation. We're gonna have to get the bull rope out and tie that off. Right now I got to get this down and out of here before it breaks. And when you're dealing with a job like this, you don't just go to work. You really have to assess everything that's going on, because you might make a cut that's holding things together or keeping things from moving. And you've got to really know what's going on. It's putting some pressure on the house, but it's not crushing the house. It hit over here and slid all the way down, so it's moved. That scares me. So this whole tree fell down and it hit the adjacent valley oak, but slid off, and now it's being supported on 2 points on the roof of this house. This whole tree is being supported by those 2 spots. So much of this job is trying to project what may happen. The tree is no longer in its normal position, and this particular limb used to be way up high. Now it's down low. We got to get that out of there. We do have the higher valley oak that we can tie into, which we're going to do on the next day that we're here. Oh, the other side doesn't look as bad, but there's not as much holding wood up on the top. I wonder if we had to get another rope on this one. Tie this.
Like that?
No, tie this to this.
No, this one is gonna work.
I just don't want this one to break to fall down on the deck. I think maybe we ought to get the other rope and throw it up and over and just tie it right there just in case. Can't be too safe, Jorge. Okay. The what if scenario on this is pretty touch and go. Now, I like to evaluate the failure itself, and when I look at the evidence of the tree, I can see 2 scrapes on the adjacent valley oak, and I also asked the client if there was any loud boom. They said they heard a noise, but the house did not shake. And the root ball is still in the ground. I did look underneath, and there was some significant roots that had broken on the backside, but my guess is this tree went over rather slowly. Otherwise, the damage would have been so much worse. The deck will be a challenge. I'm gonna make one more cut down. Be careful, it might move. I'm going to cut it right there and have one log kind of float in this way, and that's going to support that, I hope. I'm a little bit nervous about that because it's cracked over there. I'm hoping it just kind of settles down and the crack supports that piece, because there's still a lot of good holding wood up on top. But it's a sketchy cut. I don't know what else to do though. It's going to be a pretty good sized piece for you. Maybe you can put a wrap over here.
What?
You put a wrap somewhere?
No, I'm gonna go down there.
Oh, you're gonna do it from down low? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go drop it.
Now I'm putting myself in a very precarious position here. I feel like I've got it prepared as best as possible, but I opted to use the larger bar, which gives me a little bit more reach. And I went slow. I went very, very careful because I wasn't quite sure how much it would move. And with that big tree there, my escape route is not very good. How much do I trust Jorge's roping ability?
Good. Let's go tap another one. One more.
I've been working with this guy for 28 years, and we really know and trust each other implicitly. And when my life is on the line, I want to know somebody has got my back.
Good job.
I'm gonna go check on the bees. Oh, wait a minute, I got a red hat. Do I look like a flower? And yep, there's an active beehive right near the base of the tree that we have to bring down. This job just keeps getting better and better. So I'm kind of at the end of the day here, and I'm kind of assessing the damage to the roof. So amazingly, the majority of it landed right over a beam. But I still got a lot of work to do. We've got to probably, I'm guessing because we cannot use a crane in here, we've probably got 3, maybe 4 days worth of work, because half of one of the days is going to be taken up by constructing an A-frame to support this over this big deck. So my goal is not to damage the deck. There's a bit of the damage. Amazingly, there weren't any leaks in the house because this all happened during a heavy rainstorm. The edge of the house, it'll need some repair work, but I was impressed. It did bend a couple of the pipes, but didn't break them. They still got water pressure in the house. It's kind of an odd system. All of their piping is up on this big flat roof. And there was just mountains and mountains of leaves built up on top of the roof here. This was a tough spot here. This was still pushing hard, but I wasn't prepared to take this off yet because of the way that this branch was being pinched. And I didn't want this to move at all. And there were so many interesting things about this failure, but the most interesting thing was how little damage actually occurred to the structure.
Jobs.
So are you enjoying this video so far? I'm going to break this up into episodes, kind of like when you're watching one of your favorite TV programs and they leave you hanging, you know. Actually, the truth be known is that was about 5 hours work that we were able to squeeze in. It's supposed to be raining tomorrow, and I will not do this if it's all wet. That wood has a lot of moss on it, very slippery. Tying the knots, everything has got to be secure, as well as that deck is so slippery, I couldn't believe it. So anyway, I'm going to kind of time this to the next available day, and there will be at least probably 2 follow-up videos. Now, what's going to happen? I don't really know. If everything goes smoothly, we'll pull it off and there won't be a hitch. But I got to build an A-frame in a weird spot, very weird spot, over a very delicate deck that's old and rotting, and anything could happen. I mean, fingers crossed on this one, but you know what? It'll be fun to watch. Check back in, stay tuned. Arborist Blair Glenn is here to show you what tree work is all about.